House of the Dragon, episode 4, season 2. Full spoiler talk. So if you haven't seen the show, you might want to go check it out. This is the episode that I have been waiting for, I say, since the first season. This is hands down the best episode in the series. I like seeing Alicent and her son Aegon. I like the moment between them because Alyssa's still dealing with, now she knows the truth and she knows that Aegon not the rightful king. And you also see that the king just doesn't listen, and that's his biggest downfall. And we knew it was going to be his downfall when it came to him letting Otto Hightower go as the hand of the king. Honestly, I just didn't expect it to be within the next episode, really. At this point, it goes past an experience as being a king. He's just being hard-headed at this point. Instead of using everyone's knowledge around him, and instead of doing that, he goes with his ego, and that wound up costing him, I think, his life at the end of this episode. But I'll get to that later. It definitely leads to a loss for his side. On the other hand, see, and Aegon, the dude with the blue eye, the eye patch, I keep blanking on his name. But yeah, apparently he didn't let that shit go with his brother in that brothel. Cause he's the one who comes up with the actual strategy. They're gonna let it, like I said, we're in the process of taking houses and all of that. I like how him and his brother, at least for that one scene, almost kind of work together. Aegon definitely doesn't like it by the end, only because he didn't have anything to do with it. When him and his brother talking Targaryen, I don't know another language. I just gave iPad, I'm just gonna call him iPad. I gave iPad the benefit of the doubt. He was talking about how he felt bad about Luke. If you don't remember who Luke is, that was Luke. All of that is pretty much gone away at this point because I'm not sure if he tries to kill his brother or if he knew that. I don't know. It looked like he tried to kill his brother. It's hard to tell, but again, I'll get there when I get there. So this whole time, the big thing was they don't want to unleash dragons. Neither side wants to unleash the dragons. This episode, both sides say fucking release the dragons. So Daemon's held up in whatever castle, and whatever the castle was, I can't remember the name of it. It answers to that last episode where he had the hallucination. I really liked the beginning part with Daemon tripping out while he's staying at the castle. But he's tripping out because of the trees, and I do think that if they're gonna bring back the actor who played King Viserys, Patty something, that would be a great reason to have him back in the show in a way that makes sense. Maybe even go into a little bit of backstory on him and his brother. That whole beginning part with Daemon is dope. Also, the King's whole trajectory throughout his reign on the show now has been interesting. I give the actor and the writer's credit. Also, I don't know why I can't, Rhaenyra, either Rhaena or something like that. It looks like she dies in this episode. I say looks like because I don't see them. It's really no telling, but there's really no telling with House of Dragon. Their deaths are permanent, but I'll just wait till next episode to make sure they're dead. I'm almost sure they're dead now, but I'll wait till next episode to confirm it. Because I go by the golden rule. If you don't see them die on screen, then they're probably not dead. Same with King Aegon, who gets wiped out mainly because let's just say he interrupted a play in progress. Offense had the play mapped out, had the defense sweating, and then he came in and fucked it all up. But they show his body, just going off what I know so far, or at least part Targaryen, so I don't know how his body reacts to fire or heat, or if they can be burned or not. That's why I say I'll wait for next episode to confirm it. One of the main complaints I had, and I even wrote it down as a note, and then quickly erased that note after I wound up finishing the episode, but one of my main complaints was they always skip over the larger battle scenes, maybe because of budget reasons or whatever. This episode threw me for a loop. They did skip over a battle scene, but that's like just maybe 20 minutes in the episode. And like I said, by the end, I get everything I asked for and a little bit more. Because soon as Rhaenyra, whatever, soon as she flew in and Cole was like, oh yeah, that's part of the plan, I was like, ah, she's cooked. But after Aegon comes in and Rhaenyra fucks up his dragon pretty easily. And the dragon on dragon fights, 10 out of 10 on their own. Everything else surrounding it is just as good and just as interesting as that. But Eye Patch rolls in with his dragon, and his dragon looked good in the first season, but it looks better in this. I think this is the best it's looked so far. Rhaenyra has King Aegon's dragon. I mean, it's scratching his stomach out, and I don't know every single thing about dragon lore. I'm positive there are people who know more than me, but I like to imagine their blood is like acid or somewhere around there. Also, when the dragons crash, they explode. That's kind of a nice touch too. That was kind of a nice touch too. But yeah, while Rhaenyra has King Aegon's dragon and just ripping it to shreds, Eye Patch sees the opportunity to either kill his brother, or maybe he knew his brother could survive the blast, but for whatever, or maybe he just wanted to kill him. But for whatever reason, that causes Rhaenyra's dragon to let go. I can't talk about every single thing in those last few minutes. I can't talk about every single thing in those last few moments, but by the end of the episode, this is everything I've been waiting for House of Dragon to be, planning wise, execution wise, battle and fight scene wise. That's what I've loved about Game of Thrones, and now I feel like and House of Dragon is finally starting to get there with me, at least in this episode. As for episode 4, I give this one a 10 out of 10.
I said empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water.